and welcome back to the Alder campaign, session 6, episode 5. That's wrong. I messed it up. I'm sorry, guys. It is session 6, episode 6, session 5. Wow. Let's start over. All right. We're keeping this. All right. I'm Ninevin. I'm your host, apparently, and also the GM. And with me are...
I'm Soinnarios.
I am Kathia.
Awesome. I'm glad that you two did that right. And I will never, ever tell you how to do things again because I did not do my part.
You did great.
So from now on, chaos. Chaos reigns. I give up. So
Snake Pipe Hollow.
this is, yeah. Hey, well, this was supposed to be the Chaos Bat episode, right? So like the Crimson Bat, like death to everything. So here we go. No, I'm joking. So last time we played, basically both characters went to church, and then we did some home management before moving out to a new ranch. I'd like to think it was exciting.
Yeah. No,
But it does kind of sound like the first 3 chapters of a romance novel, honestly. So
well, I mean, aren't we kind of headed that way? We're trying to get Soinnarios is trying to find herself a man.
a suitor.
a suitor. Yeah.
I have religious obligations.
That's what you call them.
Though I will note, we've been leaning hard into the fact that you are an Arnaldan initiate, but you are in fact also initiated to another goddess as well.
That's true. You got to make a choice at some point, probably, or maintain a very fine line.
And that's where I think a lot of this venturing is coming from. It is that pull. Otherwise, Soinnarios might be more happy staying and spinning and all
Sending
that
other
stuff.
people out. Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
That makes sense. Before we go on an adventure where you're forced to eat a lot of trail rations, as a Marangor initiate, you are and I don't know if you know this. It's in the Earth Cults book. A Marangor initiate is expected to eat at least 1 full meal a season of completely raw meat.
Ugh.
That's been happening off camera.
It's been happening off camera, but
steak tartare.
we assume you've been doing this because you haven't tried to become an apostate of your cult, which is great. Apostate. So, like, would you like to do that before we go on our adventure or after we come back?
Maybe we should do it on the adventure.
It's harder to do. Like, you can't.
Do you have to drink blood beer too, or is that's just
no? That's more of a beast or gore thing. They have a harder core version of all of this.
At least you went for the soft, squishy one.
Yeah, Marangor is the nice, cuddly Dark Earth goddess. So what do you eat, Soinnarios? What would you like to eat here?
Go for pork.
Do you eat a pig raw? Do you go after like a nice little lamb? Do you have someone bring you a rabbit and just tuck that down?
I think I might get a sheep of some sort, and if there are any others, I would share it with them.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, there's not a lot of Marangor initiates in your clan. There are a few. So you can definitely make this a communal thing.
The rest of us could cook the rest of it. Have lamb chops. I'm sorry, but I'm not partaking in your raw meat.
No one wants to eat your raw bloody meat. It's not a good time for most people. But it is just part of Marangor's Dark Earth ways, and hopefully we'll get to talk about her a little more in the next few sessions. But yeah, so you're definitely feeling the pull to go do something wild and free, and not be so constrained. You've been good like all season. You've been good. When you move, your mom, Soinnarios, she does give you a little painted box as like a bunch of like little earth runes and fire runes and like ivy leaves painted onto it that have like a bunch of embers from her fire, so that you can carry them off and start your home fire with them.
Have my home.
Yeah, like that.
Good for you.
It's part of an old tradition. So you get that. And then so you've been moved in for a little bit. We're not going to start like the first day of our season. So you've had a few weeks to kind of settle in. You have found your people, the Carls and Cotters that you've hired, to be more or less like you expected. Maybe not quite as competent as you'd hoped in some cases.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but overall, not so bad. So definitely doable. There's not a ton. It's Earth season. What you're mostly looking at is trying to get your animals situated and things. Of other note, you cannot, as a Marangor initiate, you cannot till.
Can't what?
Till any land.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you have other people do it for you?
Yes, you just can't do it yourself. So, yeah.
Man.
Like, So tilling it's not just going to tilling and plowing are not the same thing. And so to be clear, tilling is the practice of turning the soil in order to prepare it for seeding and to control weeds and pests and things. It's something that you're going to do to farmland. It's also something that you do to gardening. So you're going to have trouble even just planting a garden.
So what, they're supposed to just live off wild grown stuff?
Well, other people can do these things, but Marangor is not a nurturing goddess. She doesn't, there's a lot of
children as a Marangor.
You can have kids.
I mean, we can't nurture them.
You can't. There are some things that go on there, especially as you get deeper into the cult. Or you can't, keep them, for one.
So there'll probably be a choice at some point to be made.
Well, yeah, and it depends on how far we want to go into these cults as well. Because, the initiates have to do, they can't directly till or directly herd beasts. So you're good as long as you just have people around you doing it for you.
Yeah.
But as you go up, the requirements get more stiff. Yeah. So just it here, it's just you have to eat raw meat once a season. You can't till or herd. But so far so good. So you haven't done anything to break your cult strictures yet. All right. So so those two things happen basically. The eating a sheep raw happens, getting fire happens, settling into your home happens. But after a few weeks, you're both getting sort of restless. We've been adults for almost a year now, and we had some adventures, and now nothing has happened for almost a full 8 weeks. It's been 8-ish weeks, and nothing has gone on. You've packed your bags, you've done some politicking, you've moved things and gotten settled in, but then you just haven't really done much. You've just been sort of living your life. And both of you are single, both of you are without children.
Stay that way.
For sure, yeah. I'm not this is a judgment-free zone. I just just saying you have things to keep you busy, but you don't have a lot going on when you're just living your life day to day in the clan. So both of you are starting to feel the call to adventure. And luckily for you, your mutual good friend Orstar shows up.
Hooray.
At your 3-hall stead at one point when you're both there. Orstar, if we all recall, is an Asari's initiate.
Really
your age. He's just a really good guy.
Mason and Carpenter are probably here to fix things up too.
Yeah, he could do that, but he's actually here to ask a favor.
Okay.
So he's kind of, he kind of looks around your new place and he's kind of impressed with it, and he compliments your new house and asks how things are going and if everything is going well.
Yes. It's coming together, and we are ranching well. We headed east. Well.
Yes, head east, young lady. It's like that. So, yeah, he goes, oh, gosh, that's great. Everything looks really nice. And then he...
Here comes.
What?
I said, Kathy is sitting there going, he's getting ready to ask for something.
He is, and he does. He says, I hate to impose, but I do have a favor to ask because you are the most adventurous people I know. You seem like you like to go out and do exciting things. I mostly stay at home. But there's this girl I like, or woman really now. Her name's Grinelda. She's from the Stag Shield, and we both like each other.
What's her name?
Grinelda. So Grinelda. Grinelda. Like Griselda, but less so.
And who does she belong to?
The Stag Shield. So the clan to your south.
They're part of
your tribe. Which is fine. You can marry inside your tribe, just outside the clan. So they're both they like each other. He likes her. She likes him. But their clan is not like your clan. So most clans aren't. The bulk of your men, you would know, you marry out to a handful of other matriarchal clans, and the rest of them you kind of have to figure out what to do with. And a lot of times you just have to make arrangements.
Clan?
Yeah, they go into patriarchal clans, but you have to make arrangements and things to make that work. It's not a big deal. Your clan has been negotiating it for a long time. But so Orstar's thing is, he's like, I'm a good at fixing things. Like, I can make things out of stone and wood, but I'm not like a Thane. I'm not a hero. I'm not a great magician. So I don't really have a lot to trade in order to get them to take me in, because there would be a cost there. Because they would usually send their daughters away. So if their daughters stayed and got land, they would have to balance that somehow. So, but Orstar knows, you've probably heard of him too, that to your west, past the Vantaros, past the Princeros, and a little further over, kind of in no man's land, as it were, is a place called Dwarf Run. And inside of Dwarf Run, which is like a goalie, the river is probably Dwarf Run itself, that little bitty river, is a place called Dwarf Mine.
Yeah.
And the dwarf who lives there is said to be very generous and kind, and he often grants gifts to guests and visitors. And so Orstar thinks that, if we went to Dwarf Mine and he gave me something cool, then I could give that to the Stag Shields, and they would surely let me get married then.
It seems naive to me, but I'm happy to take him there.
You're like, no.
But I'm going to suggest you might want to take him a gift.
Sensible. Yeah. He doesn't have a lot.
There's got to be something from our clan lands or something he can
it's like
take.
If he already had something that good, he would need it. Yeah. So, roll a local lore for me. If you have like an Aldachuri lore, this is very close by.
Ooh, I might have made it.
You made it?
I said I might have.
You might have?
I have to look up my skill. I rolled an 18.
That seems like it should work.
Haha, I succeeded at my homeland lore. I am awesome.
Congratulations. And Soinnarios, how have you done?
Not as well.
Okay. But not a fumble.
No,
you're more tied up into local clan stuff than I am.
Yeah, only a 64.
Though I am still looking at a way to get rid of this idiot to the east of us.
So,
sorry.
So, Kathia, you would know, for whatever reason. Maybe you heard it, or someone told you, a visitor to the Alorna Temple has talked about it or something. But that the dwarf, like Dwarf Mine is a settlement of dwarves, but the dwarf who runs it, who I'm just calling the dwarf of Dwarf Run for now, is actually known to be very generous. And he often does give people odd things. He doesn't always. And very occasionally people who go visit him are never seen again. But
this is going to be a nested fetch quest, isn't it?
I don't really love fetch quests as a rule, so no. But we'll see how it goes. It depends on what y'all do.
So we're going to turn it into one, even despite you.
Yeah. You
inadvertently.
Could. So Orstar would like to go. So you do. There is some merit to what he's saying. Like the dwarf is often, if you can get to visit him, he will often be pretty generous and occasionally not. But the trick is, as always, getting to visit him, not just going to the mine.
Do I have any idea what we'd need to do to visit him out of that?
That's a good question. You know that dwarves like... You don't know a lot about dwarves. You don't have like dwarf lore, right? Yeah, you have some elven lore though, right? Like Algirami lore.
Yeah, a big, massive 10%.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. Yeah. So you know that dwarves don't like elves. You know that dwarves don't like trolls. You know that dwarves like smithing and mining and things that are complicated and made of metal. I don't think you have a word for machine in Sardarite.
I will make this clear because I know he's whatever his name was.
Orstar.
Yes, Orstar.
Our good friend, what's his name?
I'm sure Kathy remembers him. It's just me. Maybe he has the ability or has something he has access to from what he does. That would be interesting. Because I'm pretty sure I don't. It's entirely possible we have absolutely nothing to offer him to.
Yeah, that would require some thinking. Okay, so he is a little disappointed, but not too concerned about it. He will think of something and then return with a more reasonable plan of action. more prepared plan of action in the event.
In the meantime, Soinnarios,
Oh,
do we want to get anybody else to go with us?
Where are you going? To Dwarf
What?
Mine? You mean like when you go to Dwarf Mine, you want anybody else to go with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Makes sense. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was
you're good.
already planning ahead.
I was like,
I'm kind of assuming Orstar isn't the big planner, and it's up to us to figure out who we want to take with us.
yes.
He wants you guys to go. Like, if you want other people to go, that would be fine. Yeah.
I was thinking about inviting Mardina Greenbeard.
Ooh.
And at least talking to her first.
Makes sense.
Because she might know more than we know. In fact, there's a good chance she knows more.
I would hope so.
Right. Since she's only Kermai. Like, she worships the knowing god. It's sort of her job to know stuff. She is an elf enthusiast, but she might know some things. That's a good idea. So, well, let's not forget the whole party that you took up to the Stinking Forest earlier in the year are all elf friends, yourselves included.
Yep.
So you have a little
elf friend badge.
Little elf friend badge and a little magic living leaf coin purse.
That's true. I wasn't sure what good that did us with the dwarves.
Nothing. It's worth noting that you are all marked as
We're marked as elf
elves.
friends, which may or may not be completely negative.
True. All right, so Kathia, you can find Mardina without too much. Like, you can find her like later that day. You just ride into Fieldstone and then track her down. It's not too hard. It's fall, so she is probably helping carry cut wheat back and forth. Like,
are we a summer wheat?
Unfortunately, yes.
There's nothing wrong with summer wheat.
Say what?
There's nothing wrong with summer wheat. Don't be all judgmental.
No, there's other concerns.
I know.
But I'll leave it alone for now. I said, like we said last time, we're not gonna.
I just was poking at you.
Okay, fair. So anyways, yeah. So she's helping haul in the harvest. She's not super strong, so she's going back and forth, and she'll take a break to talk to you.
I'll help her a little bit too.
Cool. So yeah, she'll stop and drink some water and chat with you, and then if you want to shoulder some of the load, she'll be happy to help you.
Okay.
She looks a little raggedy. You figure it's hot under the fake beard.
Just a word all the time, doesn't it? Beard, sun, gross.
All the time. So, and I mean, she wears like it's a beard made of like fresh vines that she just cuts down, like little like ivy that she makes. That's why her nickname is Greenbeard. But anyways, so she says, "Hi, how are you? Thanks for helping. Is there something I can do to repay the favor?"
Yeah. I actually fill around the whole details. Orstar wants to go to visit the dwarf run. Thought maybe you could give us some insight, and if you wanted to, you could go along with us if you'd like to.
She sort of thinks about it and puts her hand on her chin, and
I sit there wondering, because I assume most of the men here have beards too, and I'm just like, it does just seem gross. But
she has to. It's part of her cult. She's required.
What? No. It's just kind of thing. I saw so many things. I was like, beards just seem nasty. He's all sweaty.
Fair cop. So, so she thinks about it for a little bit, and then she says, "The dwarves of Dwarf Run are supposed to be fairly willing to work with outsiders compared to most dwarves. They like to share their ideas and the things they make with others, usually as trades. The dwarf at Dwarf Run is known particularly to be generous."
That's what Orstar was saying, and I was trying to figure out if there's more that we needed to
know
or could.
She kind of thinks about it. She says, to meet him, you would need something that would convince the guards. It seems like they have guards at the gates. She's thinking about it. You would need something that would convince them to let you into Dwarf Mine itself. But then she kind of pauses and she thinks about it a little more, and you can kind of see her like flicking through ideas in her head. And then she says, "I would really need to go to Aldacher to tell you more. I would need to look at some scrolls."
Why don't we do that? Either take her there first or take her there on the way.
Yeah. I mean, Aldacher is kind of on your way to Dwarfmine anyways.
Yes.
Given the lack of like straight line travel for most things, like
it is on a straight line anyway. Pretty much.
Yeah, like it's pretty close. Like you would wobble down.
It's one hex out of the way.
Yeah, you would walk down and then pass towards the river there, the Alda River.
Plus, I wasn't sure where we're at if it wouldn't be best to head a little southwest in case it's the main trade road for speed.
You can. It ends up taking longer, like because the distances are relatively short. Like your fastest route is to walk down to the head of the Alda River and then follow it to Aldacher. You just have to cross Blue Hill and Zerdavos lands.
Whenever we get all organized, we'll do that.
Cool. So, yeah, she'll go. She's at least willing to go to Aldacher and then kind of figure out what she wants to do from there.
Sounds good.
So she can visit the local little Inkermite temple there and check out the stacks and see if she can't learn anything useful for your endeavor. And obviously, Orstar's ready to go. Then you two are ready to go. Is there anyone else you want to go?
Soinnarios?
Elendor Blue is the first one that kind of seemed like a good idea. Or we could, because Arkora keeping his head in a fight may not be the best thing to go get gifts from dwarves with.
Who did you say?
Arkora, the hunter. That
no, I understood that. The first one, Elendor Blue, the Vingan.
Yeah, she's the Vingan.
Sure.
Or we could always do Yenor or Molly.
No.
Are you sure?
That actually would probably have a good chance of working out, but also have a really good chance of going completely pear-shaped.
It would heighten both the rewards and the risks of the scenario.
What do you think? How risky are you feeling here, Soinnarios?
With dwarves that we've never met,
probably not.
I'm kind of risk adverse. If we're going over the Mandarin, sure.
And somebody like Durdas we could take, but I have a feeling like he's such a stick in the mud, he would just make things worse.
And I kind of like the idea of him hanging out with Kalor here at the stead.
Yeah, to keep things running and work going.
Especially if those jerks try and take it back.
Yep, that's a good idea. He can stay here. Yeah, let's take Elendor Blue, and let's take we're going to take Mardina and Orstar. This does mean, well, Elendor's good in the fight, so we got 3 of us that can handle ourselves in a fight.
Orstar can exist in a fight. He's not...
I assume he's got basic competence.
Yeah, he's not terrible. He's probably better than Mardina.
I'm guessing Mardina's not great.
You took her on a combat adventure, and she didn't do a lot.
She hurt herself, I think.
Listen. She's book smart, not street smart. And yes, she did cut herself in the fight. So
she got a skill check.
Yeah, she's mildly better at that now. Okay, so we'll give it a couple days here for people to kind of make arrangements and pack and things, and then we'll jet off at our fastest walking pace across the land.
Sounds good.
Yep. So it takes a couple days to do this travel. It's not hard. You pass through Blue Hill, you get met by eventually a couple of Thanes on horseback as you follow like the trail basically to the river.
Yeah.
And they just, wave, ask, they, hail travelers of the Inverting and welcome to our lands and, where are you going? And you tell them what you're doing and they're like,
oh, we're going to Aldacher.
Have fun. Yeah, you're like, we're going to Aldacher. And they're like, excellent. Like, know that the lands here are safe. Yeah, so they give you it's a lot of quasi-formal traditional call response stuff because you're all members of the same tribe and you're all Orlanthi. So
yep.
It's just like the ritual set of, hey, how's it going? Good, how are you? Funny weather we're having. have a good one. That's pretty much the structure of things. Like just like they're on patrol, but they're not cops. Like
none of us are proper in our group or proper Orlanthe to give the actual Orlanthe responses.
Yeah, but you're all Orlanthe. Like you're all part of that culture.
I'm sorry, like, I'm gonna joke.
I get you. Yeah, we don't actually have any Orlanthe cultists in our game. It's a little odd. It feels funny.
I know.
So by nightfall, you make it to the headwaters, and there's a little shrine to the Alder River spirit, where you camp, and then you can pay respects or whatever, and then the next day you can leave, and you just follow the river until you wind up at Alder, and there's a little bridge depending on what side of the river you were on that you can either cross or not. It doesn't really matter. So Alder again is a large city. It's the second largest city in Sarder. It's a smaller city for Tarsh, but given that you're now part of Sarder, you're a large city. The walls are made of glass blocks, which is
you had an Alder map before.
I did. So there is a map of Alder. I've linked it. It's originally from Halberd Games. Okay, so once you get there, as I was talking about, you'll follow the river, and then you'll have to come in through the gates. Once through the gates, we've been here before, and it's a city, right? You go through the gates, there's a marketplace. You go further along. To one side is the Sundom Temple, which is where a certain fellow lives when he's not out doing stuff. Mm-hmm. And then to your right is the Temple Court, where all the other temples in town are, which would be like Orlanthernalda, Linkermai, Humocht, a few others, kind of scattered about. Chalana Arroy probably has a small temple here, stuff like that. And then further on, which you've noticed this before, there's a new section of city being built outside the current walls that are just being built of stone, not glass, where the Lunars are putting a new fort for a garrison.
The Alder walls are built of glass? Because glass wall is.
Glass wall and Alder both have glass walls. Okay. Glass wall is a single round band of unbroken glass. Alder's walls are made of glass blocks, which were apparently mined at some point around the dawn.
Yeah, it works for me.
I'm not sure. So it's a detail that's in some sources and not in others, but I like them and I'm keeping them.
That's fine with me. I'm not going to complain.
Right. Yeah. So it's just kind of a neat detail of the city. It has glass walls. They're probably honestly fairly opaque, as thick as they would be.
So thick.
But they are made glass. Cool. So yeah. Merdina is ready to go to the temple. She's got like her little bag of stuff, and she has like some scroll cases and a quill and probably some chalk, like not chalk, but charcoal sticks as well. And she'll go nerdily rushing off to the temple.
Nerdily.
To have a big library. She's got like all of her writing stuff clutched to her chest, and she like runs off. So she's ready to go. She's all excited. If anybody wants to go with her, Orstar will go with her. Since it's kind of his deal. And Lindor.
Do I have a reason to go to the Sundome Temple here? Are we connected enough for that?
Lorna and Yomelio are technically siblings. But they're not very close mythologically.
Okay.
Like they don't have a lot of things in common in their ritual centers. There's probably like a little shrine to Yolorna at the Sundome Temple somewhere. Just it's probably not even a shrine so much as like a votive, like it's just a statue of her tucked away in an alcove, but she would have a connection here, that you could use it as a shrine, basically.
I'll use it, and I'll also I'll use it, and if somebody else needs to go with me and use that as an excuse to get there, they can.
Right.
But
right. Well, I just need to make sure you're safe there. That's all Soinnarios needs to do.
Right.
Yeah, I'm safe there.
But I can also... Is Kathia going to be okay in the Sundome Temple?
Yeah, but I will also go there and offer prayers and leave sacrifices at the little thing and make sure it's well taken care of, because I know we're probably where people actually go to worship because we have the actual temple. So I want to take care of this little spot.
Makes sense. Yeah, for sure. It's easy to do.
That's all I need to do here. Otherwise,
just to be Right, and just so that since we've all played in Glorantha for a while and we're pretty familiar with Prax, the Sundome Temple in Prax is fairly conservative culturally compared to your average Sundome Temple because it was so isolated for so long. So this Sundome Temple is not as backwards about women and stuff and that's true of most Sundome Temples. And this is word of Jeff Richard, like the lead for it is that they're not all as weird as the Sundome Temple in Prax.
Like, can't really afford to be when you got a bunch of matriarchal, or at least matrilineal clans around.
Right, yeah. And so most of them are more or less like a woman's job is to support her husband. She needs to stay at home and be a good wife. And there's less of that here. So you're gonna get less side eye than you would in Prax. So if you're approaching the Sundome Temple, just keep that in mind. Like it's not as from a player perspective, it's not as like a lady with armor as it would be in Prax. Like there's a lot less of that in their attitude. So you're having easier. Like it's not something that Kathia would probably be very worried about. Whereas if she were in Prax, she probably would be. So just
she knew to be.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah. So just a side note there that they're less weird. So you're able to go in pretty easily and visit this little shrine.
That's there. It's an cousin along with me if she would like to tag along and check out the beautiful Sundome and its accoutrements.
Yeah.
Do you need me to introduce you? Not that I think I've met him, but
you have. You've met Harvar.
Yeah.
You all met Harvar. He went on the elf thing. He was the Yomelian who led the Yomelian contingent from our
He wasn't part of our group specifically. Yeah.
Right. He wasn't part of your group, but he was there.
So we all know him.
Yes. That's how they met, we would say. So cool.
So Soinnarios can go off on her own and batterize at him.
There you go. So once at the temple, there are a pair of Templars, probably more like 4 Templars, so a quarter file at the gate, and
6th file.
6th file?
I don't know. I'm just going on down the list.
Sure. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, there are 4 Templars there. So these are men in bronze armor with large shields and spears who
can't get out of their own way. Not that I'm casting judgment on them.
The front of they guard the entrance to the Sundome itself, and the Sundome is a big square platform that's raised up, like about a story almost, and faced with stone. It's not all stone, obviously, but it's faced with stone. It has wide stair step ramps up to it, so big on each side, and then on top of it is a little stone. Again, like a story of building, and then it has a dome that has faced with gold, or at least gold paint, and it's pretty. It's very bright in the sun, and there are torches around, even burning in the day. And then inside would be the actual temple areas and the alcoves for shrines, and also living quarters and stuff for all the people who actually stay at the temple. And then surrounding it would be some barracks built into the walls around the temple for the Templars to live at. So the 4 guards let you in. There's a very cursory. They don't recognize you. You're obviously not Yomelian, so they just ask what your business in the temple is, and you just tell them.
Yep.
And then they let you through. So it's not anything big to worry about. So, Kathia, you'll go off to your alcove. There is a niche in a wall, basically. I say niche like it's little, but it's like, a half of a cylinder pressed into the wall, and then it has a statue of Yolanda in it. So she's depicted as a woman who looks focused and serene. She's wearing some armor. She's carrying a bow, but she doesn't have it drawn. She just has it with her. And she's standing on top of like a short pillar to kind of give the statue some height. Then around that pillar in the alcove is room to leave votive offerings, so silver, stuff like that.
I'll do
so
that.
You can spend some time with it. It looks like it's in decent shape. It's painted.
I'll
So
do
it has
that,
a
and
bunch
then
of
she'll sit there and commune with her deity for a bit.
right.
See if she reaches enlightenment.
Cool. Good luck with that. So, so you do
Wow.
that, and then Soinnarios. Once you're in the temple, you can. How do you want to go about trying to track down Harvar? Feel free to ask questions if you need guidance on this as well.
Good luck.
Because I think they really love it if I start wandering around their place.
Yeah, just take the stairs down to the lower level where all the housing is. I'm sure they would appreciate that a lot.
Especially in the cult that might have celibacy.
Sometimes.
Is there anybody around to ask? Maybe I should have asked one of the guards.
Yeah, you could have. And we can say you did actually, because I kind of brushed through that. So you would ask one of the guards, tell them that you're here to visit Harvar Lightfist, and they would sort of, two of them kind of exchange glances, and then one of them sends for a runner, so like someone who's working their cult service at the temple, so someone in like a white tunic, and they would just, like a younger guy, and would just tell him to like, go tell Harvar that, and then, what's your name?
Soinnarios.
Right. So go tell Harvar that a young lady named Soinnarios is here for her, or here for him. And we'll see what he has to say.
Remind him of who you are.
Yeah. Although
He'll know.
if he
Right.
doesn't know, then I'm moving on.
Okay, never mind. I'm staying out of this.
If I need to remind him.
Kathia does not really get any of this stuff, and she's not going to ever.
Righto. So you go off to your alcove. Soinnarios, you spend some time loitering in the entrance of this unknown temple. Kind of roll insight actually for me. So this is one of our favorite rolls.
Switching from math.
You just need different tabs open. I've got 12 tabs open on this game, man.
Yes, open all of the tabs. Human
Success.
insight. Success?
Yes.
Cool. Okay,
22
so
against the 48, whatever that means.
okay, yeah, that's a success. You know, it's not a special or crit; it's a success. And that's fine. That's good. So, watching their byplay here, like the way they exchange glances, the fact that no one is like, "Oh, sure," you know, no one seems particularly surprised that there's a woman here calling on him, and you feel like maybe you're not like the first person who's done this. To be clear, this is normal. It is okay to be courting more than one person at a time, especially at the early stages. You're trying to negotiate marriages that have property and alliance and political implications. So it's not unusual for someone eligible to be doing that with more than one person at once.
Nobody's caught up with silly things like personal feelings and romance.
Not as much as you would think. Yeah, like that's not as...
It's a very modern Western concept.
Yes, and the goddess of love in this setting, Ilaria, is in Arnaldan culture sort of a scary quasi-demon, because she makes people take leave of their senses. They do rash, crazy things out of passion, and that often leads to bad ends. Think Romeo and Juliet, right? Like, that's a story about love, and how did that go? So there is that
love.
sense.
They spend eternity together.
Yeah, they sure did. But also, like, look at Kalor, right? Like, he did a love marriage, which is a thing in Orlan society. Love marriages are a legal concept. But they're a legal concept that comes with no property rights and no responsibilities for children whatsoever.
I mean, I have a brother in that, so you know.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, and so love is a cool thing when it's inside of its, like, where it's supposed to be, basically. But when it's just done without regard for society, it can be really ugly and dangerous. So that's kind of the take on it. So it's not uncommon, but now you know at least that you probably knew at some level that you were going to have competition, but you certainly do have some competition, it seems.
He's probably one of the most eligible bachelors in the area.
He is almost certainly the most eligible bachelor in Aldichur, like in the far place, let's say, in the Aldichur Confederation.
Aim high.
You're on the list somewhere. Like you're not like a regular person on that list. You're up there, but you're not like in the top one.
No, well, because you have these cities between Glasswall, Aldershire, and Alone or whatever. You probably have people with enough status or whatever.
Right.
What's
like
his
you're
status?
on the if there's a list of eligible, young ladies, you're on the list. They're
Is
just
he a
not.
rune lord?
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Which
he old?
no, he's not. He would be like early 20s. So older than you, but not old at all. Like he's just
It's
risen
amazing how that
meteorically.
keeps switching.
How's that?
I think if I remember right, Torath in like Griffin Mountain's like 30 something, and it's like, oh my god, he's an old man when we first played it. Now it's like, he doesn't seem that old.
Right. Right. Understandable. Thanks for that. So yeah, anyways, no, not old.
I believe
Older
you're
than
the
your
youngest
characters,
person in this game.
but true. Older than your characters, but still fairly young. Like not creepy old man vibes, just a little older than you.
but
Creepy
he's
young man vibes.
But he's considered young for being a rune lord.
He's very young
Isn't he?
to be a rune lord. Yes, he's risen very quickly in the cult. By all accounts, he's politically well connected inside of his tribe, which is the Vantaros. He's politically well connected inside the city, which is where the center for the Confederation. So all the tribes have a chunk of the city, kind of, and they come here for like the meeting of the Confederation, as well. So he's got a lot of influence there. He's obviously influential inside the Sundom Temple. So those would be like 3 of the 5 or 6 biggest organizations in Aldershire.
Settle for less, my cousin.
He's also an elf friend.
So are we.
Yeah, so are you guys. So yeah. But after a while, another runner, so another younger, I say younger, like these would be people roughly your age, comes to like lead you to a place where you can meet with Harvar. So you will not go downstairs. Those are like the quarters for the priests and acolytes and the rune lords associated with the light sons associated with the temple, as well as like storage and things like that. So you'll just meet in a room up inside the main area of the temple, the floor that you're on. But there's like a room set aside for people to meet, so you can meet there. And Harvar will be there by the time you get there. He's waiting for you. Once you arrive, he greets you. He says, "Hello. How are you? How was the journey?" And like get you a glass of water. Basically, there's like a pitcher and glasses or something. Not glasses, probably, but cups for water.
All right. He's at least a good host.
Oh yeah, he's super charming.
I'm actually playing out in my head the reality of getting the well-connected city rune lord of Melio to come out to in voting in Fieldstone.
There might be a clash in expectations of who's going where.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
But you could also probably each run your own thing in some way in our society.
It would all have to be worked out, let's say. But
there's negotiations.
Let's zoom in
things.
So now
to where we actually are in a room.
Sorry.
No, you're good. And he asks how the journey was, all that stuff.
Well, it was uneventful. I let him know. I tell him about our expanding our clan lands.
He listens to that story. What all do you tell him?
That we were tasked. I'll be honest and let him know that Kathia was the thing that led us.
Mm-hmm.
But we took it with minimal loss. I fought a Humakdi initiate
on our part.
What?
And won.
Did you? You did not?
Well, or the layperson of Humak.
He was the layperson of Humak in Orlando initiate.
I just misremembered. I am sorry.
You're good.
You could have exaggerated. That's perfectly Orlando.
I was wondering if you were intentionally leaning in or not. So
I don't think my I don't think I would. Like,
Okay.
maybe
That's fair.
I should, but
That's fair. I like
I'm
that. I
I think
appreciate that.
Marangor or Rinaldo doesn't need to exaggerate. It just
That's right.
life is what life is. So,
You know what's up.
but then now we've gone from conquering it, we're taking it back actually, to running and managing it, and giving people work and a livelihood and all that.
Okay. Makes sense.
If you
Yeah, he
ever
takes it
need
all in.
to,
Do me a favor and roll charm, please.
hey, Soinnarios, if you ever need to, you can play my brother as an example of a non-traditional thing that worked out that we're making work.
I think our first meeting since the original adventure is probably not the time to talk about, hey, here's some good marriage tips.
No. In passing, yeah, and one of the people working there is my. No. Don't be that straight.
I think she's too direct for these games. I'm looking at the character sheet here, and I'm not seeing a lot of good intrigue scores.
For her or me?
Yeah, for anybody really.
We're working on them.
You'll get better at it. All right, so roll charm, please.
I am.
Just see how
You
you
might
come
need
off.
to train your charm. I didn't know charm was a skill.
Okay, so you failed. All right, but not a fumble or anything.
87.
Okay, so definitely a failure, but not like the worst thing ever. So yeah, you tell the story and you tell it okay. It's not a huge deal. Like you're not necessarily wooing the man right on the spot with your war stories, but he's seems interested in what you're saying at least, and he kind of nods. And he goes, "Yes, I heard that some land changed hands recently. So it's very interesting. So I was hoping to come and visit at some point."
You should. You'd be more than welcome.
He brightens up a little bit at that and says it would be interesting to see. And he sort of he knows you're a good fighter. He's seen that, like he's seen you fight before. That's not a secret to anybody. He asks you what he's going to be kind of try to be delicate about this. Let me do a little rolling. Like,
oh no,
you're fine. You're fine. Okay. So yeah. So in a delicate way, in a way that's doesn't poke or prod you much, he kind of inquires as to like you're obviously near Nalden, but he's wondering where your ambitions lie as far as that goes. Like, are you shooting for leading a temple or becoming an acolyte? Do you have another path? Is there a subcult? Like that sort of thing. He's kind of trying to like suss out where you're headed as a person.
Sussing out why you're here and talking to him specifically.
Dang it, I'm gonna be honest with him because I don't think I cannot be honest.
You're like, I'm bad at lying. Leave me alone.
well, there I do have basically two paths before me. One is with my clan and my temple, and those kind of go hand in hand. In the revolting, it feels like, at least in my family. My grandmother, my mother are both Ronaldans in life as well as in spirit. Their mothers and priestess almost, or almost a priestess. But there's also the adventurous side, so that there's a part of me that I don't stay home throughout the whole harvest or the whole planting. I don't see ruling out. At this point, family seems like a good idea, but we also do see what the gods have in store for us.
He kind of nods then and says, yes, it's hard to say what the gods will of us. Cool. So yeah, he seems to get something out of that. You're not sure what.
I hope he does.
It's hard to say. He's a man of polite interest and light smiles. So
speaking of ambitions, first I'm going to ask him what he's been up to and how he's been. So we're not just talking about me.
Fair cop. Okay. Roll insight again to see if you gather anything outside of what he says. And this isn't always because people are lying to you. It's just your ability to I say this because I don't want to give the impression that every time I ask for an insight roll that you're trying to figure out whether or not someone's lying. But it also gives you information like what's the subtext, where does their perspective, like what's not being said.
Read
like
between the lines.
Right, the ability to read between the lines, like, and to get more information than just the text of what's being said. So it's not always about. It can be used to tell if someone's lying to you or not, but that's not the only thing that insight does. So I'm just kind of curious to see if you get more than just what he's saying out of this, because I have a little thing he'll say, but I want to see what I need to append to that. So go ahead and roll insight, and then I'll do my check. And you're always free to draw your own conclusions as a player, like as well.
I rolled a 12.
A 12? So that's a success?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Good work. You're getting a lot of use out of this skill, despite being, I think, fairly bad at it, right?
I have a 43 before the bonus.
Not the worst. Okay, so he tells you, oh, I've been busy at the temple. I've been busy in the city. I've spent a lot of time in meetings with people, arranging this and that. It's just it sounds like a lot of administrative work. What's clear to you is that he's not placeholding. Like, he's not just like, well, I've been busy pushing papers around. Like, he's actively reaching out to people and talking to people and like cementing different initiatives and just making sure if something, it sounds to you from what he describes, like it all sounds very like light and like, oh, I've just been doing this and that. It sounds to you like every time something important happens, he's at least trying to be involved in it. Like if the city does something, we're building a new bridge, like Harvar wants to be at least on the committee, like or talk to or making a donation. Yeah, that would be a good short way of phrasing it. Which that's kind of the impression that you get from talking to him, is that he keeps busy and he's always involved in things that are going on outside of just what you would think his duties would be, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
What you want out of a husband?
Could be a good trophy.
Yeah.
He's been a trophy husband, isn't he?
No, he's better. He actually be a good partner, it seems like. Maybe make up some of my deficiencies. And then
so, to be clear, too, ambition is a virtue of your tribe.
Yeah.
Or your clan, excuse me. Like, your tribe values ambition.
He's getting hotter. Which is ironic. He's Yomelian.
Oh, they're not supposed to. They're supposed to get brighter.
Oh, man. Poor guy can't catch a break. Yeah, so that exchange goes on. He kind of describes what he's doing, like I said, and you put together a few of the pieces there that he's been a little busier than he sounds, and is definitely someone who tries to be in the thick of things all the time.
So you can't really expect your Yomelio to light your fire.
That's true.
That was really bad. That was kind of funny.
I'm glad that you got something out of it. So, in any event,
you're just in denial.
Right. In any event, that's side of that conversation. So where do we direct the conversation from here? Soinnarios.
I'm gonna see, because we're talking about ambitions and plans, and then one of my friends actually has his sights set on a girl, but a part of realizing that is leading us to the dwarf mine and dwarf run. If you have ever dealt with him or know of him and what he likes.
Okay, that's actually a good question. Let's see.
Great question. I appreciate that.
Good work. Okay. He sort of studies his fingernails for a moment while he composes a reply, and then he says, "Oh, I've heard of the dwarf. I've heard his name is Isidilian. For the players, Isidilian. Isidilian. It would be his actual name, as opposed to just the dwarf. I can't say that I've met him. I've heard that he's a very generous fellow, especially for a dwarf, and that if you can get a meeting with him, you'll usually walk away richer, but occasionally not walk away at all. I hope you have a plan."
We're working on that. That's why we're trying to develop something before we just charge into a dwarf hold.
Well, I don't know what you could do to ease your passage. If I did, I would have done it myself by now.
Do you know anyone that's met him and came back?
It's also a good question. My goodness. Yes, actually. There is a man who left and came back quite a while ago. He's a very old man now. And he is at or last I knew, I should say, I haven't talked to him for a couple of years, but he was at the the Temple of Healing, last I knew. So this is a Chalana Alroy cultist. The name of Horstoros. Yep. So I'm afraid that's all I know, though.
More than I knew before now. Thank you.
Anytime.
And the invitation is there for you to come out. I'll let you know when we come back through, so you can know if you should or shouldn't head to Unfolding. So
I will wait impatiently then. And then
see if we survive this adventure to the dwarves.
Yes. And then after some pleasantries, he has things to do, so he politely excuses himself back to his work, and we'll have a runner get you back to the main entrance, or at least near it. Cool. All right. Well, that went well. I suppose. Yes. Everything's going just as planned.
Good job.
All right. So
wait for Kathia.
Right.
What?
Yep, eventually, yeah, we're not going to play out too much. Is there anything you need to do here, Kathia, that you haven't already done?
No, I was just curious. If I run into anybody that I could pick for information, I would, but otherwise,
right. People are mostly leaving you alone. You're kind of engaged in contemplation, so people are giving you.
It was only going to be if it happenstance that happened or anybody. I might be able to ask about the same sort of stuff to get another perspective. But if we don't, we can go on.
Yeah, kind of difficult to do. So you've got most of what you're going to get here. So you spent a good chunk of time here, an hour or so, a little more. And you'll leave here and go to back out onto the main street there, the main road.
Yep.
And then from there you can pass sort of. Well, you need to go to Temple Court and then pick up your Linker Mai and Orstar. You know, the guy who's the reason you're going.
Oh, I thought you meant leaving town. Sorry.
Oh, no, just leaving the temple, and getting back out onto the main road and then heading into Temple Court and picking them up.
So pull up my handy dandy map of Alger that I have.
Notebook. Yeah. And you'll.
Hey, it's like 4 city blocks by 5 city blocks. I might get lost here. I've never been a place.
I know, it's a long ways to go. It's a big city, all right, with a full 3,500 people.
I mean, it seems big to Kathia.
That's fair. It's
even
like I said,
the size of the neighborhood I live in, but
it's the second biggest city in Sarder. It's not a huge city for Tarsh, but Tarsh is much more populous than Sarder. So you'll hit the Temple Court. You can find there are 2 places you could go, right? Because you need to pick up obviously your Linker Mai and Asaris, who are at a little temple dedicated to Linker Mai, which does not have the full truth rune. It's just a block. It's just the first block of the.
So it's like a half truth.
It's just the base. It doesn't have the branches. It's too small.
It's a half truth. Never mind.
Right. It's like a third truth, which is even less. It's mostly lies at this point.
You were just not going at all for my con.
You're doing your best, and I appreciate you.
Do you really?
Sure. So
rolls insight.
So they're there, and then the other thing you could do is that next to it is a small, similarly sized temple that is the Temple of Healing. So one of the white temples to Chalana Alroy. So if this guy, Horstoros, if he's still alive,
who is he?
You might be able to talk to him.
He's the guy that Harvar Lightfist knew had actually gone out to.
Oh, let's go talk to him.
Isodilian, the dwarf.
He went a long time ago, and he's a very old man now. And Harvar has actually talked to him for a couple of years. He hasn't seen him for a couple of years, so he's not sure if he's alive or not. But if he is, he'd be at the temple because he's a Chalana Alroy.
Let's go talk to him. That seems like the right place to go. And it's only been like an hour or something. So you know how our Linker Mai is. She was not going to come out till we drag her out anyway.
I have found the scrolls. They are organized by size. I am looking for the scroll I need.
Exactly. I mean, it might take her weeks to find the scroll in this little bit.
It's not that big of a place, but it might take a while. Like, why is this scroll under a box? Have you been using this scroll as a placemat? What are you doing? So, yep, these temples love knowledge and they do not love organization. So, the struggle is real.
They have a unique vision of organization.
Yeah. An order of donation. So, by order of chronological receipt. Fantastic. So you guys go to the Chalana Alroy temple. This is a nice place. It's a small, sort of almost cube structure, so it's roughly square. Um, the front of it is open air, has like a mezzanine, essentially some pillars holding up, covering in the front. So the actual interior is more of a rectangle. The whole thing has been like whitewashed or lime washed to be obviously white, and outside and inside, and it's kept pretty clean. There's like a large open area in the hall, and then at the ends of this rectangular space, there are a couple of like rooms that have been blocked off. So in here are cots that have been laid out for most of the space in the center. So like right opposite you from where you walk in, along that back wall, but centered on it would be an actual shrine to Soinnarios. So you have like a statue of the White Lady, and then a little shrine where people can leave, like a little altar where people can leave things. She does not accept any sacrifice of living animals. So she'll take like grains and medicinal plants and money valuables, but never a living sacrifice. The Soinnarios worshippers are strict vegetarians. They swear to do no violence. I know you guys know this. They're very gentle, peaceable people who just want to heal this broken world and all the people in it. And pretty much everybody treats them reciprocally and does not try to attack them or hurt them. It's a strong cultural taboo against that. You will be asked to leave your weapons at the door by a woman who's near the entrance.
Okay.
And that's one. Do you do that?
Do we do what?
Do you leave your weapons at the door? Okay.
I mean, if it's a cultural thing, I'm not gonna. None of my my weapons that are my cult weapons are huge anyway. So
yeah, like bow and spear and stuff. Yeah, so they're easy.
Bows and spears and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you leave your stuff at the door and you approach into the temple. If you know, there are some people here who are sick or injured, on the cots. Most of them are empty, which is usually the way it is. They usually have more capacity than they need. And there are a few people in white robes, men and women both, kind of walking around and checking on those people or helping them. And then there are some other people that are just sort of around at the temple. How do you approach the situation? Do you
I guess go maybe up to one of the wandering people and see if we can see if Orstar is around.
Be very polite.
Nice. Yeah. So she
polite.
What?
Nice.
So
the bickering begins.
No, I can do it. I'm leading this thing, man.
All right.
No,
so
I'm used to now sit back and listen to you because I had to listen to you talk to your potential suitor.
So Kathia grabs one of the.
Let's don't say grab because that sounds overly.
Like
I'm being very gentle in the way Kathia is normally very gentle with other people.
Right. You catch the attention of one of them, one of the younger attendants, who is still older than you but younger than the mean, and she kind of looks politely at you, and you talk to her. You ask her, is there still a man named Orstar here? And she looks at you, and you can just tell, you can feel, like, when she sees you, you can feel the distance between the two of you. But she isn't mean or anything. She's not like scared of you. You can just feel it. Like you feel that, like with people around you often feel a normal human sense of connection, and with her, you can just tell you have missed. Like,
wow.
You're not. It's not like an insult or anything. It's just like these are people who are very dedicated to the life rune, and you are very strong in the death rune. Like,
that's fair.
You can just feel a disconnect between the two of you. Like,
I'm sorry.
I
didn't try to be that way. It's just how I am.
But she's polite. Like, she gives you like a gentle smile, and she says, "Yes, Orstaros is still here. In fact, he very rarely leaves the temple anymore. I can take you to him."
Thank you very much.
So she leads you to one of the little rooms in the back. He has like a little.
I am kind of the opposite side of whatever I'm the opposite side of from them. I didn't mean to be that way. Humakti is my old like.
You're fine. You're not Humakti. You haven't sworn yourself to the powers of death. You just have a
I just
strong
slipped.
inclination towards the rune of separation.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional, but it happened.
It's cool. It's fine. It's your goddess has 2 runes. You're bound to end up with good ratings of both of them at some point. So in any event, you're led back to this small room in the back, which is it has a little window, actually 2 to make a cross breeze, and then that are open, so there's light in here. It's not dark or stuffy really, but it is small, and there's a very little old man, very frail looking, very old looking, sitting in the back, and he's got white robes on, and he seems like he's sort of slowly but steadily sorting herbs to make little compounds and things, that they like poultices and stuff like that. When she leads you in, she announces you that you're travelers from the voting, which she knows because you're both tattooed with clan markings, just like everybody is.
We announced ourselves. We needed to, but yeah, she knows this from our tattoos. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know that she knows your names, but she would recognize the clan you're from, just because you have clan tattoos. So, but you can announce your names if you'd like. But she says, there are travelers from the voting here to see you, and he kind of stiffly stands up, and greets you. Like, he seems warm. He seems like a nice person. And says, well, he says, I don't know that I know either of you, but what can I do for you?
I greet him very warmly and tell him we're on a mission.
From
It's a
God.
mission of God. I know. No, I actually want to go for a mission driven. I'm gonna play on his like soft side, driven by 2 people's love for each other. I'm gonna kind of explain to him these 2 people are in love, but because of our clan differences, that there's a little complication. And so one of the things we think we can do is maybe meet the dwarf and hoping to get one of his gifts from him. And we understand this guy is seen the dwarf before and ask him if he would be willing to help us with whatever he can tell us. I'm very straightforward about it because I'm probably not good at it. But also, it seems to me like it's pulling on Kathia's heartstrings that she wants these 2 people to be happy.
I would like this to work out.
Yes. If you've noticed, she has a very strong tendency to value individual people falling in love with each other and standing up for them over traditional
she's
family alliance and cult structure.
She's loving other people.
She doesn't have any interest in it for herself at all. She's like not interested in but she will do anything she can for anybody else that she sees that's truly emotionally attached. And she thinks the clans and interactions and all that stuff is silly that it blocks it. So she will do anything she can to overcome it.
Makes sense.
There you go. There's a character-driven motivation for her.
Love it. Super cool. Very good. Embrace that, write it down, and then roll charm for me.
Damn it. But can I pull on a passion for that?
Absolutely.
This would feel like it'd be my clan because it's... Go ahead, you tell me.
Okay, so
family, I mean, not clan.
Love, family is probably the most appropriate here, yes. They're all related, and you are approaching this through your individual loyalties, not the structure of the clan. In fact, you just argued rather eloquently against the clan as an entity.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, I looked at it, but I meant the one right above it. I mean, I think one of the things I just mentioned right there. So through role playing, I think I've come up with a character being a little different than we originally wrote her. But that is that she has this strong desire to see people be together.
Right, and that's the nature of role playing. Right, is that the characters eventually tells you what it wants to be.
Exactly.
So
it's not what I'd ever pictured for her, and I love it now that I'm there. So how do I use that to boost my skill?
Okay, so what you will do is this will work for the rest of the scene. For any social roles you need, like same sort of action that you need to make, it'll augment this skill. So if you have to roll charm over and over again, or more than once, you'll get to use it more than once. What you'll do is you will roll against your passion rating.
Okay, I succeeded. I rolled a 45.
Okay, so you succeeded. So what you'll do is you'll act in accordance with your passion, which love of family would inspire you for your cohort to support Orstar's dream, which you're doing already. So you would just add 20%.
Okay.
While you're doing this here at the temple, you would add 20%, and then you'll put an experience check in the passion.
Oh, cool. And that what we decided it was the family one.
Yes, your love of family. So
okay, brilliant. So let me roll against charm. With my bonus, I have succeeded at charm, only due to the fact that I'm passionate about this.
Nice.
Which seems appropriate for charm.
Good work. All right.
I also love the fact that I'm getting charm checks for arguing for other people's love.
Hey, you're making yourself more likable. Like, it's all good.
Well, I think I'm earnest about it. I don't know if I'm likable personally, but he can see through that I really care about them.
Right. No, I get you. Yeah. So
sorry about that.
No, you're good. I know it's that time of year. It happens.
Yeah, and I've been muting it up till then. I'm in the middle of a combo.
No, you're good. You did a good job. So charm, just for clarity, charm is not necessarily seduction. It can be, but it can be things like flattery or just being warm about things. Like it's a way of soft power convincing people to do things for you.
What I want to do is convince him that these people are worth telling me what he can for, or that at least I'm earnest in my desire to help them personally.
Right. And he sees that and he responds to that. And he's also a big fan of people getting together and whatnot.
Cool. I was hoping that was pulling his heartstrings.
It's easy on these Soinnarios to hook them by the life rune. And
one commonality we have.
Right. So they're like you can see he takes an interest immediately. You can see it in his eyes, like he's kind of like, yeah, like he likes what you're talking about. Respects your passion for it. And he says it can be somewhat dangerous. He says, one of the advantages of being a follower of the White Lady is that we can go almost anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're sworn only to help and never to harm. And therefore many people will let us go where others would not be allowed. But he says, if your intentions are not ill towards the dwarf, and you can bring him something that would be interesting to him, he would very likely want to see you. And he's often very generous. He kind of hums and haws a little bit, and he finally says, in some ways, Istadillion is very similar to us Soinnarios or my cult, my people, my fellow healers. And then in other ways, very different. But if you have something, or can find something, or know something that could repair something broken or heal something damaged, that would always be of interest to him. As would be anything novel, something that he hasn't seen before.
Sadly, I'm not sure if we have enough experiences to bring him anything novel.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of a tough one.
I actually say it to this guy, thinking he might have some ideas, but he may not too.
He won entry by virtue of his cult. He was able to walk freely into the hall because of who he is. And he knows that he and the dwarf share a certain common cause. They both know that there's something wrong with the world and they're trying to fix it. But they're very different about how they go about it. He doesn't necessarily understand the difference. He just knows that it's there.
He doesn't want to go back, does he?
No, he does not. Like, once is enough, and it's a long way to walk.
I have a horse.
Almost worse. Yes. Almost worse. For such an old man. But that's a good. Let me do a little roll here. Because you're right, it is a tough question to answer, but you do need an answer if you want to continue at any way. So let's say he thinks about it for a while and talks to you about this and that. And he finally sort of suggests that one thing he knows that Istadillion would want, because it came up in conversation a good 40 years ago when he went to meet him. But he suspects
this guy was that old.
He's an old man. He's a very old man.
Yeah.
Like, he had trouble just standing to greet you guys. He's quite old, but so he says that, and he says I suspect he doesn't have it, or even if he got some, he'll never have enough. But I know that he would be interested in any dragon bone that you could find.
Dragon bone?
Yes. A tall order, I know, but that's the one thing I can think of that I know would work.
It's metal, though, isn't it? Minerals.
Dragon bone? No, it's bone. Dragon bone is made of bone from dragons.
Where do you get dragon bone?
That's a good question. That he admits. He's like, I am not really sure. Seems like we live in Dragon Pass.
Dear Lord. Aren't they alive still?
Some of them are, some of them are not. It seems like something you could find. He's like, but I wouldn't know where to look. He says dragons are really beyond my reach as a healer, so I haven't ever really looked into it. He goes, you might ask the temple.
Luckily, our nice linker Mai cataloged all those scrolls when she went through them.
Yes, so smart of you to bring her along.
It was smart of me to bring the smart person with us to figure things out for us.
Yes, I have this auxiliary brain to do all my thinking for me. It's fantastic.
I'm really, really good at shooting things in the head with fire arrows. Other than that, I'm good about bringing people along who are smarter than me.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so it's a touch early, but I think this is a good place to close out for the night. Just because it's almost time to close up. We're just a few minutes early, and I don't know that we would get through another scene without starting to run pretty long.
That's fine. We'll start from Aldature next time.
Right, we'll start in Aldature. We'll start probably at the Knowledge Temple, where you can ask Mardina to do more research and see if she has anything for you.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome.
On dragon bones.
On dragon bones. Fun
them
times.
Bones,
good
them
times.
bones, them bones.
I believe that it did kind of turn into a parafetch quest. I apologize.
I was going to give you a hard time about that later, but that's okay.
I'm not a huge fan of the fetch quest, but it's fine. Sometimes you have to do it. There's more going on than just fetching things, so it's not like please bring me 5 bat wings, like in every bat only has 1.
So you say. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, yeah. All right, so I guess this is where we sign off. Thanks for playing, and hopefully the people who are listening, assuming there are any people listening still in the future, this is a confusing time. We'll have enjoyed it, and we will pick it up next time.
See ya.
Yeah.